Hey guys, I'm here with Thomas Lisboa, the head coach of Alliance Vancouver. Thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you, Stephan. Thanks.
I wanted to pick your brain about this idea of connection and looking forward, anticipating what your opponent's going to do. Because it's one thing to try and do a technique,
Yes.
but if I'm any good at all, and I've seen the technique before, I'm probably going to have an answer.
Yes. Actually, like my professors, they always said this to me, like, you have to think about the next 3, 4, 5 steps, even though you're like in a different position, you know. So it's about connection, just like Fab was talking to you, you know, like the importance of you know how to connect the dots, but you needed to have like a forwardness mindset about what you gonna be, what you're gonna do. So the thing is, for example, I was in the initial view, all right, and I have to handle the collar. I know that in order to attack me, you're gonna break that grip. So the question is, what am I gonna do, you know, as you break my grip?
So I will shoot a detailed video on this separately, but
Yeah,
just
sure.
for illustrative purposes,
So
we're
from
here.
for example, when I have the collar, it's kind of dangerous for you because I can attack your neck, and
Yeah.
also it's like a
My
protection for me.
posture is,
So I know that, you know, you're gonna come
I
here.
have to break that.
And I can't keep it holding, like, unless I'm very, very strong. So what I do is, as you're breaking, I know you're gonna win this battle, I go right here, not over, under my arm. So, so when you break my grip, look, you still have it here, right? But now I have leverage with my knee, with my hand, with my arm, to yank it out and control your arm. You know,
Okay.
that's a way of anticipate what's happening.
So now how do you develop that? Because is it just going with a training partner, going, okay, what's gonna, last time I was sparring, the guy went here.
The way that develop is getting smashed. Because, you know, like you're here, the guy break your grip and go. And then again and again, especially my Kolang, you know, my Kolang,
Yeah.
this guy is my teacher as well, and he's smashing me for my whole life, you know.
Okay.
So I learned from him, getting smashed from here, the importance of anticipate things, you know. So when I'm here, for example, I'm already here, look.
Yeah.
I'm already here, ready to attack you, ready to connect my dots,
Okay.
you know, my positions.
And then it depends on, do I put my weight this way, do I put my weight that way, do I stand, do I...
Exactly. Then it's the
Okay.
technical part. So everything is like together, all right?
Okay.
The connections, the technique, the anticipation.
Do you think teachers can teach this to students?
If they're advanced, you can, because like if you're gonna teach a beginner and you're gonna start to explain this white belt, like theories,
No.
connect, man, it's not gonna work.
They need to
You
know
they're
our bar
gonna
from the
look
guard.
to you and what are you talking about, you know? They have to do the technique and that's it, you know? They have to kind of understand the leverage and so on, but it's not everything. So for a purple belt, you know, a blue belt like with a high level blue belt, I think is important they start to understand that. But it takes time. It's just getting smashed in the gym and keep work on that, you know?
Yeah. Well, people say that purple belt is the belt of combinations. So this is kind of beginning to put together your combinations.
It's a very cool belt to watch also, right? You watch the purple belts,
Yeah.
they have a beautiful jiu-jitsu too. And I think purple belt's a great level to the student to start to develop those things, you know, like anticipation, connections, you know.
Can you give another example of the
I can
anticipation
I
connection?
can for sure. So can I work from here?
Of course.
So you're can you sit up? So when you're here, right, and I know that you're good like single leg X player.
Sure.
So if I give the leg to you, what you would do? You would like exactly frame and start to
Yeah,
work
but you
shin on
do-
shin.
Exactly.
So knowing that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give the leg to you, and then come right here.
Okay.
And then as
Because you know this hand's coming up
it's
here to
coming
block,
up, exactly.
so then there's nothing to stop you from going to the back.
Exactly, and then like we start to understand like more connections, more anticipations. So I can go here, I can like set up my grip, like here, and then I give the leg, I go here. So you're gonna like try frame me. I can go to the other side and look.
Right.
I'm right here, and from there, I'm already thinking in another step.
How are you gonna take my back,
like
or-
the back or spinning around.
I can't not have you show me that. Okay, so now we're 4 steps.
4 steps, exactly.
Fine. So we're
I'm
here.
here, right? So 1, 2, you're gonna start to frame me, I'm gonna jump, and then my knee's right here. Can you turn a little bit? So if you start to turn in your knee, look, I'm already here. And I can place my seat belt and throw my hooks. So everything about, because the mindset that you start to build, you know?
So then you would have to train that sequence, obviously.
You have
So-
to, the drill is very important.
Right.
I should draw a lot when I was blue, purple, and brown belt. When I got my black belt, I started to teach. So the drill was like, I put aside. But I think for this belt, even black belt, drill is a very important tool to improve your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and if you were going back into heavy competition mode, you would do a lot of, yeah.
You needed to drill specific training, and then maybe is unconscious for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to teach, that's my case, you start to understand the theory part of this.
Right.
You know, so then you can pass your students.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some students learn just by doing. I hate them. They don't need to understand. They can just see something once and do it. But other students need it broken down. So you have to teach both.
Everyone's different in the gym, you know. It's hard like in my profession, you know. Like everyone's different and everyone has different goals. But it's my duty to go and see what you're doing right or wrong and help you, you know, over your situation. You know, if you're doing something right, that's perfect. If you're doing something wrong, maybe you can see, but then I can help you, you know, with those things. And this is a great thing that we can help the students.
So if somebody's training, they train at a small club, they've got a blue belt or a purple belt instructor, they're 300 miles away from a black belt. And they keep on running into the same problem. They always take the back, but then the guy always grabs the arm and puts it over, like, or something like that. Or they get caught in the closed guard and they always get arm barred. How would you suggest that they develop? I mean, how can they work on it without the help of an experienced instructor?
I think they should find the concepts, because if the guys throw your arm, like you towards through your arm, like to the ground, is because your chest is not on the back.
Right.
You're too forward, all right? So the concept of the back, for example, is your chest on the back. That's it.
But in terms of the connections, how do they develop the connections on their own?
In my opinion, specific training. You know, we have to do specific training all the time, you know, because I once talked to Roger Gracie, and he told me that he was in London, you know, when he arrived there. He was black belt and he just had like white and blue belt students, so he used to do the specific training a lot. So
what do you, when you say specific training, what do you mean? Just so people can understand.
So for example, if let's do a specific training from close guard.
Okay.
So we can't do so many different specific trainings from the close guard. For example, if I open, we stop and we reset.
So my only goal, or your only goal, is to force my legs
open. Is to defend myself and open.
Okay.
Open, because now I can attack you. And your goal is to finish your sweeping from the close guard. And also work a lot about how we're going to break my posture, which is very important in the close guard. And then we can do like a specific training. Kind of, if I open, keep it going. You know, it's just points. Or keep it going all the way, you know, like by time, you know, or groups. So I think specific training is the best tool to develop your jiu-jitsu. You know?
Especially if you're training with people who are not as good as you are, like your situation.
Exactly, you know, I have like guys in my gym, they're great. And some days the training is not like with all high level guys are there. So the specific training is great, you know, because the guy have another chance. The guy who is worse than the other one, he has another chance and another chance. So the consequence of that is he gets better.
So he might only be a 4-stripe white belt, but if defending that one attack, he becomes a high-level blue, purple belt.
Exactly.
Because he's always getting hit with that attack. He's like, no, it's not going to happen anymore.
Like, imagine that we start from the mouth, and then you choke me out 1, 2, 3 times. And man, this hand on the collar is always give me trouble. So let me try avoid or break, and then it doesn't work. Okay, let me try put my hand inside. Oh, it doesn't work. Let me try go to the elbow escape. So in one moment, you're going to get something. You know, oh, that's the way.
Okay.
You know, so.
And at the same time, I'm learning the different ways to counter your attack. So we're both getting better.
Exactly. You see, like everything that the guy do that makes you uncomfortable, and oh, that's how I attack. You know, so you get like so much knowledge, you know, in this kind of trainings. I'm not saying that the regular training is not useful. I do all the time in my gym, but specifically, if you wanna, Fabio used to say that for me. I never forgot. So if you wanna be tough, you have to do regular training. You're gonna be tough. But if you want to be good in jiu-jitsu, you have to do specific training. So what do? You combine both.
Right. Awesome. We can't end it on a better note than that. If you're in the Vancouver area, check him out, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
He's a really good teacher.
Thanks, Stephan. Thank you, guys.